He said, "You missed me." How you doing, baby boy?
Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? They both.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard. People be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously. I don't know how to say it, obviously. But yeah, if he don't got no chin down, so Rolly be getting caught. But Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like he can hit. He's the only person I felt like when he swung. It felt like bricks was in gloves.
Is that the hardest
really,
one?
Like,
Ryan Garcia, that last fight against them.
Oh my God! A double hook, short hook, caught Ryan.
Two of Floyd Mayweather's former proteges, Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Rolando "Rolly" Romero, have surprisingly reunited ahead of Davis's high-stakes rematch with Lamont Roach. Despite their past rivalry, Tank brought Romero into his camp for one reason: power.
I definitely felt that.
I truly like, but that also didn't seem like just Tank in general, and
so is that Lamont and Tank's fault?
And I will tell you this, Tank, I know for a fact, was sparring a 122 pounder, and that was the only person he sparred all camp. Literally all camp, that he sparred a 122 pounder.
Was he tall at least?
No, he's shorter than Tank.
Bro.
Or him and Tank same height. Like I said, Tank wasn't really training.
People want to discredit Tank as he's still a pound for pound fighter.
Yeah. What do you think about that fight that happened? You thought it was just an off night, or?
Everybody has an off night. Shit, I had a off night with Cruz. Everyone has a off night. It's boxing.
You want to run that back with Cruz or what?
Maybe down the line.
According to Davis, Rolly's the hardest puncher I've ever faced. When he swings, it feels like bricks. The two heavy hitters train side by side, hitting mitts, punching bags, and reflecting on their shared victories, including both scoring knockdowns against Ryan Garcia in the second round of their respective bouts.
Tremendous fighter, bro. He's a really good fighter, man, dude. He beat Hector Garcia, and then he took the belt from him, and he came up, and I know he's a lot more durable and stronger at 135,
He's also seen Tank the most in previous fights before.
Like they already had 2 fights. But
if anybody
two fights.
Tank and Roach, they fought twice before in the amateurs.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, they had history and they sparred a good amount of times apparently and all that stuff. Yeah, but.
So you think a rematch? Do you think this remotivated Tank? And do you think a rematch Tank just goes in and wins that fight?
I don't know, bro. We gotta see. We gotta see what like if it was.
Are you talking about in the sparring?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
8.
And you think that's relevant to this fight? You think you learned something back then you can take forward to this fight?
No, I wasn't really trying to learn that day.
Off the upset against Ryan?
I can't really put off the upset.
Yeah, do you think
I don't want to say that's crazy, but yeah, hopefully, bro. Hopefully, for the sake of Rolly, he pull it off. But it's gonna be a good fight. No, you think? Huh?
Someone's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
Today, and the people that came to watch me, a lot of love is out there for me, and I think people know my heart and know that I'll be back and better than ever.
Brian?
Yeah.
Just sort of take on the whole scene. I'm wondering if maybe
had that been a full arena, maybe fans chanting, would it have done something different? It kind of seemed like a little quiet for what we were expecting.
Yeah, I didn't really, wasn't a fan of that at all.
Romero, fresh off his upset win over Garcia, believes Davis will bounce back strong in the rematch. I take Tank, he said confidently. I think he'll make the adjustments. Their first fight ended in a controversial draw, with many, including Terrence Crawford, feeling Roach deserved the win.
Boxing had a following and all stuff. They're fresh out the amateurs. They promoted them like, oh, this is the next big thing, yada, 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 all that stuff. At the end of it, I've done this 3 times. Three different divisions. I'm a 3-time world champion, and this might actually be the biggest, the most attended fight card in boxing history. And I did it on this night.
Saquon Jones with the boxing voice. Saquon Jones with the boxing voice.
Felt like you could hear everybody, and it just didn't feel authentic to me. But you know, no excuses. It is what it is.
All right, right here. Saquon Jones with the boxing voice. You threw probably like less than 30 right hands the whole fight. Can you walk us through what the game plan was? Why did you not throw as many right hands the whole fight?
I mean, that's just part of just me not.
And the crowd kept saying, "Hold the phone the whole night." Did you hear them? And second, that kind of stopped you from throwing more rights the whole time because you had that right the whole time up. So.
I'll tell you guys something. Actually, I didn't warm up properly, and in the back room, I threw like one of these weird uppercuts right from far away, and I messed up my shoulder, so I didn't want to even live.
A knee Davis took in round 9 wasn't ruled a knockdown, raising eyebrows across the boxing world. Now, with the rematch set for August 16th in Las Vegas, the stakes are even higher. Ryan Garcia also weighed in, picking Davis to win, but urging the commission to enforce rules fairly.
Ryan, how you feeling, Jen? Good.
As sharp as I could be, I just didn't really throw anything, to be honest. I mean, I was just throwing jabs and moving around. I just didn't feel there, didn't feel there at all. And, it wasn't a part of our game plan at all. Derek had a great game plan. There was a lot of opportunities there, especially when Rolly's was going back. I just didn't let my hands go in any way, shape, or form. That was simple as that.
Gervonta Garcia with Fight Hype. Martin, I just wanted to ask you, recently Tank and Lamont have a tough fight, and they had history. Obviously, you and Rolly have had some history. We talked about the sparring, but do you think that any of that history played into tonight's outcome?
No, I just think that Rolly's is much better than people give him credit for, and he has very strong hands, just solid in general, so you can't just walk in there and
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about it.
If they penalize me for a failed test, they need to review Tank's knee, Garcia said. A rule is a rule.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just...
Don't retire. How realistic is this?
It's real.
Has it changed? Have you have you had any thoughts like, maybe I was tripping a bit?
Yeah, I do be having those thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's also too, I want to get myself together though.
Which is much more important.
Yeah, I really want to get myself together, like not retire, but take a break, But the only thing is, well, I ain't gonna lie. I done already made a promise to Al, like we out of it type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I can stick around and just I will help people and guide people, but as far as like me competing, I don't really want to do it. It's like other stuff I need to work on, you know? Like being more there for my kids, going to school, you know, just building myself up.
Seen in the fight, I thought Lamont won, and I think the commission does need to do something with that knee, because if they don't, then all of us are going to think we could take a knee anytime we want. You know, they got to do something about it. I mean, they did something about me, you got to do something about other people. You know, rules are rules, right? Right. It's, you know, I like Tank though, personally, but a rule is a rule. You can't go and take a knee and then just expect not to be a knockdown. You know, you can't get away with it, stuff like that.
When you say 1 foot in boxing and 1 foot out.
With Tank seeking redemption and Rolly's comeback story as inspiration, August 16 promises fireworks. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for all the latest boxing news, previews, and behind-the-scenes access. See you in the next one.